This is what making 1.5 million a year looks like in NYC or other major cities. So, you know, people be talking about that, you making this, they making that, like these pro players and all that. And I always like to talk about the 4950 tax bracket and stuff that we don't know about, stuff like that, how they cut your money up. I'm finna break it down how these major cities cut your money up. So, like I said, you making 1.5 million a year. That's what you make on paper, 1.5 million a year, right? First, you have to pay a 33% federal tax, which will be about $506,470.
There goes your million.
That's off the rip. Now, you had 1.5 off the rip. They took $506,000 from you off the muscle. So now you're down to 99. 900, whatever, but you ain't a millionaire no more. You're under a million. All right. Next, you have to pay state tax, which is about 10 to 15%. So that's about $100,443. $143,000. $987. Right? Then you have city tax, which is about $57,705. Then you got Social Security, which is about $10,918. Then you have Medicare, which is $33,450, which comes to a tax percentage of 50.2%, which you being taxed on that 1.5 million that you made. Once again, like I said, was you in the 4950 tax bracket. So total of taxes you got to pay is $752,876. That's how much you got to pay in taxes when you make 1.5 million a year. So you bring home $747,124 off of 1.5. Half. So that's why all them pro players and all that and singers and all them rich people always tell you that, first off, when you make $1 million or whatever, you got to cut that in half. Because the tax man will get his money. Now, once you cut that in half, now you got to pay everybody out of that. Because you can't pay everybody with money that ain't yours. So now you get down to, once you got to pay everybody, you get down to the money you can keep. You ain't balling out of control no more. Which is why you be like, dog, so-and-so got this much and that much. Why they acting like that? Because they ain't got that much in the bank. It look good on paper, but what you actually bring to the hizzy ain't that. Most of them know how to go around that. No, they don't. They paying them taxes. Trust me, now they do know how to write stuff off and how to buy assets and use it and write them off and all that. Yeah, but nah, they paying that. Trust me, have that money getting to it. Believe that. The government ain't letting that slide. You ain't just getting around that. Now, you can use other tax breaks for certain things and all that, yes, but trust me, that federal tax, you ain't getting around that. They snatching that.